Welcome to the Nerd Cave News. I am one of your hosts, Zach Dykes, joined along with the Scourge of the Seven Seas. And he makes the ladies weak at their knees. Derek, Scab Fat Booty Daniel.
I love it. I love it. Scat Fat Booty.
Scab
Fat Booty.
Yeah, Scab with two B's.
I'm thinking like jazz tunes.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately go back to in high school when we were in jazz band. We had this intern and he wanted to play Zoot Suit Riot, and he always went on to say da 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 da. So and that's what I think of. Scab Fat Booty. Da 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 da.
Well, Scab Fat Booty, I'm glad to have you part of the episode.
Glad to be here.
This episode is brought to you by our wonderful patrons. You can become part of the ship, part of the exclusive crew by going over to patreon.com/nerdcave, just like our wonderful crew members. The first mate, Brandon Hicks, our helmsman, the conductor, Gunners, Ritual Neural, Daniel Sanford, Rushing Waters Yoga, Marilyn James, Brittany, the Granny B. Harrison, and our deckhand, Martin Sager. Yeah, I'm like, I got like this cough drop, and it's just like the saliva and juices are flowing. So anyway, Amy says, I don't know if he's a 70s gangster or a pirate. He's a little bit of both. He's a little bit of both. Like the name this week, all I got was Derek Scab Fat Booty Daniel from Dan. That's all I got from Dan.
No exposition.
No exposition. You know, we found Scab Fat Booty. Like we were playing the Sea of Thieves expansion or whatever, and Scab Fat Booty, like we thought we saw that somewhere, and it was hilarious. So we put it in there, and I was just thumbing through them or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I'll write something out and I'll use Scab Fat Booty tonight, you know, because Scab Fat Booty, it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a fat booty that's got scabs on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it's a scab that's got a fat booty. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
It's open for interpretation.
Maybe scab is short for scarab. So it's a scarab with a fat booty.
Maybe.
It's like Derek, the scarab.
Now I'm an Egyptian gangster pirate
with a fat booty, like it's PHATT, that kind of fat. You know what I mean? Yeah, fat.
With 3 C's and a Q.
Everybody's like, "Why? Where are we going? Are we out of names?" We're not completely out of names. I'm just kind of like trying to go through and use the ones that we've got.
Yeah.
Like the ones that only have like 3 name kind of structure or whatever. I'm trying to like make that up. Anyway, you can go and you can submit your name for Derek down in the comments below. Derek's tired, y'all. Y'all can see it in his eyes. He's going to have to pep up here. He's going to have to Peppa Pig this thing. He's going to have to pep up. Okay. I don't need this tired Derek over here.
Right.
I'm gonna need, you know, he's high on life, Derek. He's high on that mango tropical smoothie mix that's not a smoothie.
Right.
That kind of fat booty. I mean, Scab Fat Booty. You can't just say fat booty.
Otherwise that raises a harassment suit.
Oh yeah. It's like I said, it was with the PH. It doesn't matter, sir. You said fat booty. Well, good thing I run HR around here. So, guys, this is the Nerd Cave News, where each and every week we run you through all the video game news that you need to know. You can watch us live over on twitch.tv/Nerd Network on Thursdays at 7, 8, 9, whatever PM Central Time, because it's changed a lot. We're still figuring out Derek's new time slot. Or you can watch the show later on youtube.com/Nerd Network, or check us out on podcast services around the globe, make sure to give us a 5-star rating on whichever podcast service that you're listening on. We much
Got 5 on it.
Yeah, put that 5 on it. Put that 5 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Podcast version out. Y'all go listen. Go, like, you know, even if you watch the show, Derek, I'm gonna let you know a little secret here.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you a little secret. Podcast version comes out. Guess what, Derek? I know what's in the show.
Yeah.
I know what's in the show. You know, because 1, I'm on the show.
Right.
2, I edit the show. And 3, I upload the show. You see how I know all the show.
You only do everything.
I will literally, like, I'll put it on my phone and let it just play. I might even mute it. Maybe I'll listen to it, you know, but I'll listen to the podcast version so it will get a play. So we'd appreciate that. We appreciate that.
You'll listen to yourself and mute me. It's like, you don't know what he's talking about. Mute.
That is pretty much anytime you open your mouth.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, the zings. They're coming. The zings. They're coming. Guys, March is nearly done.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Moon Knight's next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. But Horizon Forbidden West is our game club game of March. I haven't finished it. I know Dan finished it. Dan was like, he was hungry. He was
yeah. Give me that exclusivity.
Yeah, like that's he was like foaming at the mouth, and it was like it was concerning. It was concerning.
Yeah.
And like he was like howling, like it was just like, okay. Like we had to have an intervention. Like we did.
It was like the new version of the carrot and the stick. It's like you can either be calm or we're gonna have to trank you.
Like didn't bathe for days. Like it was
the ultimate sweaty boy.
It was like, okay, Dan, come back to us. We know you call yourself Dirty Dan, but this is a little bit too far. Like come back to us. Come back to us. So guys, Horizon Forbidden West is our game club game of the month. We're going to be, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to walk out on a limb. It's a very broad limb, also called a plank sometimes, maybe a pier. Yeah. We're going to make an April's game as well, because I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
You know, the two of us, we got lives. Derek's got a new job.
Yeah.
He's got a brand new baby. Your face.
What? Hold on.
That's right. Derek's got a new baby in this job, so
right. You know what I was about to say. Somebody lied to you. We gonna have the second coming of Mary and Joseph.
See, I just do it to like to get the reactions where it's like these wide-eyed reactions. It's like, Derek, you should know by now that something crazy is going to happen on this show.
I mean, I know it's a matter of when, not if, and that when is the one that keeps you guessing.
Exactly. You know what's not going to keep you guessing? When the gaming discussion is going to happen, because it's now Supermassive Games unveils Until Dawn spiritual. They got that spiritual successor up there. Supermassive Games unveils Until Dawn's spiritual successor, the Quarry.
Yeah, and this I think dropped the same day as the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. I think they dropped it earlier in the day.
Bad time.
I mean, yes. At the same time, I watched this trailer before reading this article. I'm like, this has very Until Dawn vibes. And then this article comes out. I'm like, it makes sense. So, launching on June 10th, as with Until Dawn, the cast is made up of a number of recognizable characters. The Quarry is a teen horror where players control 9 different characters as they try to survive the last night of summer camp. And like Until Dawn, anyone can live and anyone can die. Supermassive promises groundbreaking interactive storytelling in an unpredictable night of horror with plenty of flirting and fear as relationships between characters are built and broken through intense player-based choices. Director Will Biles told IGN that each character has 10 to 12 different potential deaths. He said the Quarry is, quote, like a circular story and each one of these characters is a spoke heading towards the middle. meaning any one of those spokes can be broken without affecting the rest of the narrative. He said the Quarry is very replayable, though, as at the end of each playthrough, players are given different cards depicting the conclusion of each character. There are 187 of these collectible cards in total, offering completionists a reason to explore every inch of the Quarry's branching story. The game can also be played in co-op, both locally or online. The former lets each player pick a counselor to control, while online play lets other users watch the playthrough and vote on each decision. Allowing people to play together is something Supermassive wanted to implement following the popularity of Until Dawn, Biles explained. The Quarry also features several accessibility options that allows players to completely customize the experience, whether playing solo or cooperatively. Different gameplay components such as QuickTime events, button mashes, and aiming and shooting can all be toggled on and off, even between characters. Quote, if you're playing with your grandparents, you can be playing your version with your character, and then their characters can have all that turned off. The game can even be played as an almost movie-like experience with very little interaction, attesting to its various movie influences. Continuing the Hollywood theme, it also features a star-studded cast including Scream's David Arquette, Modern Family's Ariel Winter, Detective Pikachu's Justice Smith, The Social Network's Brenda Song, Aliens' Lance Henriksen, and Nightmare on Elm Street's Lynn Shay. So, I watched the trailer. Obviously, it was like a slasher thriller. Very much a spiritual successor to Until Dawn, which I'm glad they're going back to the well, because the Dark Pictures anthology they've done has been hit or miss, mostly miss. I know the last one they did, House of Ashes, really took off. And I like how they're doing it because, Until Dawn, it was only single player. Like, yeah, you could have like an audience mode and have like the people vote if you were streaming, or you can, have a get together at your house and people can tell you which decision they want to make. But it was with the Dark Pictures that they actually made that a playable option where you can have up to 5. They can all be part of the story and help you, like, not just be like shouting at you on the couch. So I like how they're bringing both those worlds together, because I think Supermassive is just like a horror studio at this point.
Yeah, like I loved Until Dawn. I highly doubt that I'll play this game because I don't play horror games anymore.
Yeah.
But Until Dawn was one of my favorite games that I've got to play in a really, really long time.
Yeah.
Murdoch said, just got Until Dawn yesterday. I think you're gonna love it. Like, it is a great story. Keeps you guessing the whole time. And like anyone being able to die, like, makes it where it's like you have to really play.
Yep.
It's like, I really like this person, so I want to, like,
yeah.
I think it was Josh in Until Dawn. I really didn't like him, so it's like, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill him. Like,
yeah.
But then I was like, no, I'm not gonna kill him.
He ended up not being that bad of a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's like, and it keeps the fact that your character can die at any moment keeps you guessing. It's like, oh, this is the safe option, and it ends up not being the safe option. Yep. It's like the best laid plans are not always the case.
Yeah. Like, I think it was Ashley, the one with the beanie. There was like one thing that I did and it killed her, and I was like, dang it. I wanted to keep her alive.
Did you open that cellar door in the mines?
Yep.
That's what did it.
Yep. And I remember watching Markiplier, like, afterwards, like, that happened to him, and like he literally restarted the whole game to be able to save her. Yeah. I was like, I'm not, because I was doing Let's Plays on it and everything. So if you want to go check those out, there's me being scared on there. But I haven't watched the trailer for this. I haven't seen anything about it or anything, but I'm glad that they're going back to this position and everything. Because, like, if you think, they really like put what is that company did Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain,
Quantic Dream.
Like, I really think they challenged them for this kind of space, and
made them get out of that genre altogether. It's
yeah, exactly. So, like, hopefully they'll come out with like, again, a strong showing on this one, and they really, like, you don't have to go full, like, this doesn't have to be the only thing you do. You know what I mean? Look at Housemark. Like, they were able to change the stripes that they wore. But, do what you're good at. Find your niche and do what you're good at. Nothing
Dance
wrong
with
with
the one that brought you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Unless they open that cellar door.
Right. And then it's like, bye-bye.
Yeah, yeah. So
And then dance
then you don't have a dance partner at all.
it ends early, guys.
It ends early. You're going home alone. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet because we're only on the second one. We're only on the second one, so we're not done yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This one was interesting. Ubisoft announces the Ubisoft Scaler, a cloud computing technology said to make hardware limitations a thing of the past.
And it's going to be interesting to see how they implement it, because we'll get into that. Let me just read this excerpt. Ubisoft is the latest to step into the world of cloud technology in a big way with Ubisoft Scalar, a new form of cloud computing technology that, according to Ubisoft, quote, introduces more freedom for developers and greater possibilities for players. A report from website VGC includes part of the presentation given by Ubisoft Scalar's product director, Per-Olaf Rommel, in which he further explains Scalar. Quote, Ubisoft Scalar is a piece of foundational technology that enables Ubisoft titles to utilize the power of the cloud. In essence, what it also is a really huge shift of mindset. Try to look 10 years into the future and imagine what games could be, and what you could expect out of games and how you make them. Scalar isn't a new kind of game engine or game streaming, two things that Rommel is clear on. Instead, it sounds more like something meant to work alongside game engines. Essentially, it sounds like Scalar is meant to streamline development to be more efficient, while also allowing developers to expand games through the cloud, to create games that would be otherwise impossible due to the hardware limitations of a console or a PC. Quote, that limitation has always been there for as long as we've made games. In actuality, what we've been really good at is hiding those limitations and working around limitations. That's sort of our expertise, actually. Now that Scalar actually enables us now what Scalar actually enables us to do is totally remove those limitations rather than push the boundaries of them. Ubisoft's language also reads clearly that this will be a technology used for Ubisoft games, but it's the idea of Scalar is to truly push games forward in terms of what is possible. Other publishers/developers could look at Scalar with a more acute interest. At the very least, though, it sounds like Scalar will help Ubisoft create even larger open worlds to fill map-revealing watchtowers with. Quote, you can also... Right. I was like, that's a little tongue-in-cheek jab right there. You can also create world simulations on a scale and complexity we've never seen as well, and you can top that up with one of the pillars of what Ubisoft is really good at, building worlds. We can now build even bigger worlds for players to play in. So, obviously, I'm glad that they're trying to get in, like, make their own cloud technology instead, but as usual, like with any piece of tech, or like any kind of gaming service or game style, they want to be the first to adopt it. There's even if they're late to it, they want to get in that space. And of course, I didn't think about it as like, oh, we're going to expand our open worlds. I'm like, Lord, here we go again. Like we went, they stopped talking about it at press conferences and whatnot, but it was like years of Ubisoft press conferences be like, oh yeah, we're going to make this bigger. Now we're bigger than this. Now we're bigger than this. And it's like, please stop. Just make your games good. Make your games enjoyable.
Yeah.
And now I read this, I'm like, oh Lord. And I will say, they do make good worlds. I won't say they're great at it, but they're good. The only thing they're great at is filling it in with minutia.
Yeah. Definitely the collectathons is something that they're really good at. And like we've seen some of this cloud-based technology already. Like I think with, the Switch, like a lot of games have been using cloud to push games to the Switch to be able for them to run, unfortunately The Witcher didn't take advantage of that. But a lot of them, Hitman 3 being one of the more success stories of the Switch, being able to play that game and it looks as good on the Switch as other places is a huge thing. And this being on, consoles, let's say, okay, I'm playing Assassin's Creed 24. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm playing on the PS5. Like the PS5 can compute a lot. If they're talking about like stuff that can, like max out a PS5 or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm wondering like what can this technology do, that sort of deal.
Now, the problem though with this is right because it's going to be a cloud computing technology and it's going to remove or help remove a lot of limitations. Obviously, the hardware in consoles and PCs are limited, so you can only stretch it so far. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to have to rely on the strength of your internet connection to remove
Yep.
those limitations and make it even better, which is going to be bad for parts of the country like us, which a lot of people are out in the sticks or don't have or have like the
Mhm.
run of the mill internet. um it's gonna be an arms race essentially, and whether fair or not, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and that brings, think of Stadia, same sort of problems.
Yeah,
Murdoch chimes in, says, playing games streamed online is not in the cards for the normal population for a long time. And then he
yeah,
follows up, until fiber is the standard, it won't happen. And
yep,
I agree 100%. Like, I pay a pretty penny for the internet that we use every day, here at Nerd Cave headquarters.
yeah,
But it's like, that's our job, is like on the internet. Like, we use it to stream, we use it to upload videos, we use it
hmm,
for not just Nerd
editing,
Cave, but like Be Like Productions and everything. So we use it for a lot of things, but it's like, you know, being in a place like Troy, okay?
yeah.
Troy Cable is god awful,
Yeah,
so it's like,
putting it mildly.
not everywhere has, fantastic internet. There's a monopolies on a lot of like service providers and everything. So it definitely is going to try things, like xCloud. I love xCloud. You can play anywhere, anytime, all that good stuff. Doesn't mean it's the best. Like, I couldn't play Halo on
Yeah,
xCloud. One, it's on a phone, but even like really fast Wi-Fi doesn't match up to, having a computer that's plugged into an Ethernet, or an
right.
Xbox plugged into Ethernet, or Stadia. Stadia was trash, guys. Like, it was
Yes.
absolutely trash. So, like, xCloud is a huge step up. Like, narrative games, not that bad, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I've played 12 minutes on it
Hmm.
exclusively on xCloud.
Yeah.
Hades exclusively on xCloud. So there are a lot things that you can do, but anything that is like internet driven, like multiplayer and all of that, ain't gonna
Yeah.
happen. Ain't gonna
No.
happen. Murdoch says you could play turn-based games, but who needs to stream those?
Right.
If you're, you know, you know,
The
I don't know. I don't know.
world may never
Ubisoft
know.
Ubisoft's always interesting. I will say that.
It is. They make very interesting business decisions. They. How about this? If nothing else, they stay in the news, whether for good or for bad. They're in the news.
Yeah,
Whether they're
100%.
canceling games or like trying to revitalize, like try and kick the dead horse alive again, they're in the news.
Oh, poor Murdoch and like Crossbones, or Skull and Bones. He was trying to talk about that Tuesday, and I'm just like, don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath, buddy. But one game that I'm excited for, Hogwarts Legacy. We did a whole thing. We did the state of play last week, but we're gonna kind of do a recap if you weren't here for that, or if you didn't
Yeah.
watch that episode. So this is the state of play recap. We'll give our thoughts, our opinions. I'm excited for this game. Like, I love the state of play. I was like, man, let's go. Let's do this thing. But Derek,
Yeah.
break it down.
So, first off, we got the Hogwarts Legacy has you battling evil wizards and goblins while wielding multiple talents and abilities. Players will grow their various abilities as a student at Hogwarts by completing challenges which will earn you XP. This can be used to level up your ability by selecting specific talents to upgrade spells, plants, and potions. Meanwhile, any gear you collect during the game world can also be upgraded. Naturally, Hogwarts Legacy allows you to play how you see fit, so the way you upgrade your abilities and gear will also help strengthen your playstyle. Your spells in combat will also give you many ways to face off against enemies, whether that be parrying them, stunning, or outright eliminating them with some of the darkest powers available in the wizarding world, which we talked about Avocado Stabber in the pre-show.
Yeah.
So, and then The next one is Hogwarts Legacy is a Harry Potter fan's dream. You'll be able to attend different classes at Hogwarts. You'll be able to explore what looks like every nook and cranny of the castle, and then go beyond that. There's an entire open world of different environments, some that will be familiar, but many that will be entirely unique designs that bring life to aspects of Wizarding World lore that fans have only read about. The Room of Requirement is even a core aspect of the game, where you'll be able to go and upgrade your skills, grow plants, and overall catch up on your schooling, to improve your skills with a wand. Beyond locations, while the game is set many years before the events of the books, it wouldn't be surprising if one or two characters recognizable to fans were also included. So, you watched it. I didn't have a chance to watch it. I know you raved about it in the pre-show. And I did see the screenshots of like the common rooms, and those looked really good, like
Yeah.
really detailed and all that.
Mhm.
I know it's set years before the books, but I know like it's on the heels of Fantastic Beasts, 3.
Yeah.
I know that's coming out next month, which I'm surprised because they normally launch that in the fall, but this time around they're doing it in April, probably because of Rona. But it is what it is.
Mhm.
Um, do you think one will how many characters do you think we'll get from either the Fantastic Beasts series or the mainline series? And two, like how much, like I know they talked about XP and whatnot, but how much customizing can you do on your character? Did they talk about that at the state of play at all?
Yeah, you can do a lot. Like there's a full character builder and everything within there. And it's not just like your robes, like whichever house that you choose to be in, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Gryffindor. You can also have different outfits beyond that, which looks really cool. You can change your hair, I want to say, as well. Like it's like most RPG like character
Yeah.
creation type deal. The the timeline though, like you're set in like the 1500s.
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts is in like 1926.
Oh wow, so it's like centuries before. Holy
Yeah,
cow, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So you're like way, but like, and I love this about like the Harry Potter universe is like technology doesn't like necessarily like inform the wizarding world. So like even though
Yeah.
you're like set in the 1500s, it feels just like you are in like Harry Potter. Because
Yeah.
like it's all the same stuff. It's not anything different. There's nothing, changed and everything. But like you can learn different spells. Like if you really like take to potions, you can like really invest like your skill points into potions and you can use those in battle. Herbology is another thing. You can actually grow plants that aid you in battle. And of course, like you've got like different spells and everything that you'll learn. The combat looks really really interesting
Yeah.
within the game, like the different like parries and everything. You can combo different things, different type of spells and all of that. Like it
Mhm.
looks really really fantastic. The level of detail that is in this game, like just what they showed us, okay? And of course they're
Yeah.
going to show us the good stuff here.
Yeah.
Like the Room of Requirement, like you like as you go through it there'll be like new things added. There's like a menagerie kind of thing, like what is that guy's name? Fantastic
Oh,
Beast.
Newt Scamander.
Yeah, Newt's Commander. uh I almost said Grindelwald Snaggle Badger. But anyway, that's not his name either.
Lord.
But yeah, like it changes, like it'll bring in new things. Like you can capture beasts. It's like Pokemon. You can like get the different beast or whatever, like within
Yeah.
the world and all of that. So I think that's really cool. And it's not just the school grounds, which they've really fleshed that out. I kind of equated it to when the first South Park game came out. You didn't really know what the town looked like as a whole. Like I
Yeah.
remember that being a huge deal. Like you finally get to see the stick of truth. Like you got to see like the whole town like actually drawn out on a map, which was
Mhm.
huge. So
Yeah.
like getting to see where this corridor leads and all of that. You get to go to Hogsmeade, like you can ride a hippogriff. Like there's so many cool things in this game, Derek.
Yeah.
So many cool things in this game. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Now, let me just pose this. I don't know if they mentioned this as the state of play, but what would be cool, because it's an RPG and they're doubling down on like the spells, the potions, and whatnot. What would be cool is whatever house you're put into, you get a buff for a specific stat. Like if you're gone into Slytherin, you get a bonus with like more aggressive, like the darker, the dangerous spells, like Avocado Stabber. It's like it gets like a 10% buff or whatever, and you can level up that skill. If you're in Gryffindor, you get like a bonus on defensive spells, like to protect people and whatnot. So stuff like that. It would be cool. I don't know if they'll do it, but it'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool because like if you're in Ravenclaw, which I think that's like the house that's like you're supposed to be like really smart or whatever. Like you get a bonus to like you learning skills. Hufflepuff, you get like charisma points.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be dope. Like that would be actually really cool.
Yeah. So it would be cool. Whether it happens or not, we don't know. We'll have to wait.
Yeah.
Because I think they said fall of this year is when it's out.
Yep. This year, which we'll be playing the mess out of it. I'll tell you that.
Probably will be the game, the next couple months of Game Club.
Yep. Avocado Stabber.
Patent pending.
Yep. I want to be like, give me a shirt. I want
right.
give me a shirt. Give me a shirt. That's what I want. But yeah, I cannot wait for it. Let us know what house you're going to be picking. Derek, what house do you think I'm going to be in?
Well, you like to get your mean on, so I think you'll go to Slytherin.
You think I'll be Slytherin, really?
Yeah.
Do you like if I got sorted, do you think I'd go into Slytherin?
Like you choose to go into Slytherin.
I would. What are you talking about? No, I'm talking about like if Zach, real me, went to Hogwarts and I got put into a house, what do you think I'd be in?
I honestly think you'd probably go Hufflepuff.
Really?
Because you have that charisma about you.
Oh, okay.
It's either that or Ravenclaw, but see,
I am pretty smart.
you do your best work on the fly, which I don't know if that equates to smarts, but I put that more in charisma because you do your best work on the fly.
Yeah.
You keep that morale high.
Yeah, I am very ambitious. Like I feel like I'm fall between. I'm kind of like Harry. Not gonna, not saying that I'm the chosen one. I am, but like I feel like I fall between Slytherin and Gryffindor. Like I feel like I fall between that. But yeah, the good come out of Slytherin too.
Yeah, yeah. There has been a few.
Slughorn,
Yeah.
Horace Slughorn. You know him. Him.
Snape.
Severus
Snape.
I like Slughorn. Zach's a Griffey, says Amy. Murdoch says House Huffle. Doesn't the hat choose your house in the RPG? Like you'll get sorted, quote unquote, but it's going to be like, which house do you want? And I'll probably like, if you are this kind of person or this, like you'll have kind of like a breakdown on those kind of things, and then you'll choose which one you're going to be put into everything. I'm excited, Derek. Like I can't wait. I cannot wait for it. It's a ways away though. Just like something else is a ways away.
What would that be?
The PS5 Pro. Like what is Jim Ryan doing over there?
Right.
It's like, what are you
doing,
man?
Find PS5s in the wild, and you're already talking about the next piece of tech.
Man, where's Shuhei? Give me Geo Corsi. Give me Andrew Layden. Like, give me the crew. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's Sean Layden.
Whatever. Andrew McAfee. Give me that Orochimaru. Like,
oh my gosh.
Give me Jiraiya. Give me Lady Tsunade.
Right.
Give me Naruto. Give me somebody over there.
Plot twist: you get Sakura.
Hey, you know, she's still like anyway. PS5 Pro will reportedly launch by 2024, will bring significant improvements in specs over standard PS5. What are they going to do? Put a hamster wheel in there?
I mean, it'll be easier to find than some of these other parts. Sony's as yet unannounced PS5 Pro will offer significant improvements in terms of performance and specs over the standard version of the console, according to reports posted by Red Gaming Tech. The report also claims that the PS5 Pro will launch by 2024, although Sony hasn't announced anything about the new console yet, so take this info with a pinch of salt. In terms of performance, it will reportedly offer a better experience of PSVR titles, while ray tracing will deliver 2.5 times the punch that the vanilla version achieves. Elsewhere, the PS5 Pro is also reportedly set to utilize TSMC's 5nm processor, which is used by Zen 4 cores and is designed for high-performance computing. A separate source also claims that TSMC's 4nm processor will be employed for the console instead. The report about a 2024 release matches a previous rumor that PS5 Pro, which pegged the console for a late 2024 launch. So, it's weird because, well, no, we got PS4 Pro 3 years into the PS4 life cycle, so it matches up. But again, you can't find PS5s, and I know we had this discussion last year, and I posed this question to you whether it's like, it's depending on the supply issue, do you think they even do a mid-console refresh? And I think you were like, if it's still a problem by like next year, being 2022 or 2023, you didn't think so. Well, it seems like Sony's like, forget what you think, we're gonna do it anyways, apparently.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a misstep here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because one, you can hardly get a PS5.
Yep.
Like, I know I got an email, I think it was yesterday, that they were about to refresh stock. Like PlayStation.
Don't worry about that no more.
But when there are so many people that want a PS5, can't get a PS5 because they're sold out, and then you're going to exacerbate that issue because you already got two SKUs going on.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your digital version and you've got your disc version. Digital versions, I haven't seen a digital version.
Nope.
At all. It's only been disc versions. And then you're going to introduce another SKU on top of that. It's like, are they going to do a digital and disc version of the PS5 Pro? And it's like, people, like, I know that they're developing for these systems and everything, but it's like you haven't even really got to experience the fullness of the console yet. And it's like, why make another like half step? And people haven't really got to experience what we've got now.
Right. And to go back to your point, you haven't seen digital versions. So my former employer, when I was still there, every once in a while, it wouldn't be often, but every once in a while they would get the bundles would be for digital. So they do exist, but it's like a 4-to-1 ratio at this point, like disc versus digital.
Yeah.
So it's like Sony's like halfway, like Xbox is like, we're gonna sell Series S's because one, that's the only thing we can put out, and two, you know, it's a good console. Sony's like, we'll throw you a bone, but you know, you can still buy digital on disc versions.
Yeah, I was looking at Sam's Club, and guys, if you're looking for a Xbox One, you can get them on Sam's Club, like a Xbox Series X, not an Xbox One, Xbox Series X. You can get them on Sam's Club right now. So there you go. I was really surprised, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like PlayStation 5 wasn't on there, but a Series X was on there, and I was like, huh.
Interesting. They do exist.
Yeah. And like, I was over at Robbie's house the other day. I was shooting something for them for his church, and like he had a Series X, and I was like,
did you have to sell your soul for that?
Yeah, you know, but it was like I didn't, not disparaging Xbox or anything, but I like saw it and it's like, I'm playing everything on a PC right now for Xbox. So it's like, I don't really need it. Or they also have like the cloud that I can do on my Xbox One. So it's like, you know, to each his own.
Yeah.
PlayStation's like, you gotta buy this PS5 now, boy, or you ain't
Right.
gonna play nothing. It's like put them out. Put them
Right.
out. Like
Give me the
everybody
consoles. Give
everybody
it to
doesn't
me.
have a Derek. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So this raises some interesting questions too, right? Because in a like back in the PS4 era, it came out at $400.
Yep.
Then it was a couple years in, and they started discounting it, or it went on holiday sales, yada yada yada. And then when the Pro came out, they dropped it a full $100 and just made the Pro the new $400. PS5s, on the other hand, have it like, first of all, if you buy them from a third party, you're getting like a markup of at least $300 at the very least. And then, not to mention, when you do buy them from retailers, they're bundles, so they're not they're discounted as the overall purchase, but the console isn't discounted.
Yep.
So that raises questions. It's like, do you drop the price of the original PS5? And if so, when do you do that? And it's like, how much and the other question is, how much are you going to make the PS5 Pro? Because the PS5 disc version, because to go to your question, do they do a digital version? I don't think so. I think because of how hard the supply issues have been for Sony, I think they just do one SKU for this. And I think they just do a disc version because they're like, you can still buy digital, but we're only going to but you have to buy it with the disc tray. Sorry, we're not giving you a $100 discount for that.
Yeah.
And I think they do one SKU, but then that raises the question, how expensive do you make it? Because if the PS5 disc version is already $500, do you just eat it and make it $500 as well and just rely on retailers to sell bundles only because it's going to probably be just as hard to find as a regular PS5? Or do you make it more expensive and make it $600? I don't think they want to. I think they'll split the means and go $550 if they are pushed to do it, but it's going to be interesting. We got 2 years before we find out.
Yeah. I think we wait. See how easy it is to get PS5s in the next year.
Yeah, I was going to say 2023 is going to be the litmus test because if stock issues have been not fully resolved, but it's like you can get them at an easier clip and not have to buy bundles, like, because that was the thing. When they were in stores for Black Friday this past year at my former employer, you had to buy the bundle. You couldn't just buy the console. You had to buy the bundle. So it's like, until maybe at an easier clip, you can find and buy just the consoles. It's gonna be a proving ground because if it's rinse and repeat, same song, third verse next year, it's gonna be very interesting to see what that price is gonna be in 2024.
Yeah, I think that's going to inform a lot of things. But guys, we're not done with the PlayStation news because Sony ain't stopping with them acquisitions.
Yeah.
Sony has bought Haven Studios in its latest acquisition,
which they haven't even put out a game yet. This is the one by Jade Raymond. So she's been putting people together. Some people have left recently, but she's been putting people together, trying to make a game.
Is she a Dr. Frankenstein? Like putting people together? Like that sounds like an abomination.
Not literally, but
like
maybe that's why people are leaving, because they see what she's doing. It's like, nah, that's not for me, dog. Sony Interactive Entertainment has announced that Haven Studios, the development studio run by former Assassin's Creed lead Jade Raymond, has joined the ever-growing family of PlayStation studio companies. We already know that Raymond Studio was a PlayStation partner, as they're currently busy working on a new IP for Sony. However, they weren't officially part of the PlayStation Studios outfit until now. Speaking on the PlayStation blog, Herman Holst, head of PlayStation Studios, commented, quote, "We began working with Jade and her team in early 2021, when they were on the brink of announcing the formation of Haven Studios. From their first pitch, we were inspired by Haven's vision for creating a modern multiplayer experience that brings gamers together in positive and meaningful ways. We were confident in their creative and technical expertise to deliver on such an ambitious project, and were thrilled to invest in their journey developing a new original IP for PlayStation." So it was sort of like, thinking about this again, it was like when Xbox bought Playground Games when they had just done Forza. It's like or Undead Labs with State of Decay. They already were so embedded in the Xbox ecosystem. It was just, people pretty much already thought, me included, that Xbox had owned them until they made it official. It's like, hey, we're buying them. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even though they haven't put out a game, they have been so pro PlayStation, like especially like, hey, we're going to form the studio specifically to make PlayStation games, and our first one's going to be an exclusive new IP for it. So it was just a matter of time. I kind of am surprised that it's already this early because, I thought we had heard rumblings at the end of 2020, but they had just started forming last year, and the PlayStation's already bought them. Now, maybe the ambitions, here's my thoughts. Maybe the ambitions they have were already in Sony's wheelhouse, and they had just formed a network, and it's like, Sony's like, we got some extra cash, let's just buy you. But I also think that, they've been having trouble, like, they've been losing a few people here and there. I wonder if they ran into budgetary issues and trying to maybe not necessarily bite off more than they can chew, but made this game that they're creating more of on a grander scale. And Sony stepped in. It's like, we'll give you the money, but you're going to be ours.
Yeah. Real quick, Amy said Franken Gamer. Yeah.
Essentially.
To your point, this reminds me a lot of Bungie. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Bungie was having a lot of issues before they got bought by PlayStation with cash flow. Like they were losing players, people weren't paying as much because they went to free to play, all of these things. And I think one of the reasons why they sold was because they needed the money.
Yep.
And Sony came in and was like, hey, how you doing?
Right.
And I definitely could see this. Like if people are leaving a studio that just got formed and we haven't heard any allegations or anything like that, it's probably because there's cash flow problems, or it's like, hey, I want, I deserve to be paid X amount of dollars. And they're like, well, we can't afford you. And they're like, okay, well, I'm going to peace out here. That sort of deal.
Or it's like, oh, you're expecting me to do this for this game. I need a little bit more money than you promised me. Can't do that. Sorry.
Yeah. And the way this seems is like PlayStation was in on the ground floor here. They were going to make stuff for PlayStation. And it's like, okay, we believe in them. We see what they're trying to do. I feel like, it's like, let's go ahead and buy them. Like they're needing the help, they're needing the infrastructure, because like you think of like Sony, it's like Sony has a great infrastructure within their companies and everything. So it's like having that,
and they believe in their studios.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, Jade worked over, Ubisoft has a lot of, talent, a lot of, history and everything, but it's like being able to have the funding to like push that. It's like you can have all the prowess and expertise, but if you ain't got nothing to work with, you ain't got nothing to work with.
So, a dream is just that, a dream.
Exactly. And this being a multiplayer game, that's something that Sony really wants and wants fast, is they want multiplayer games. Like I think in the quick hits maybe, or in the PlayStation Quickies, that I see it right here, that they're still going to develop single player narrative games and everything, but they want to move into some multiplayer stuff because they see how much money is being made there.
Yep. AKA Fortnite.
Yeah. Which, interesting. I don't know if you have it in here. Fortnite took out building.
Yeah, I did. It is in the quick hits, but yeah, it's super interesting that they're, whether it's just for the season or whatnot, just to test the waters to see if that increases their player count. What remains to be seen. But it is interesting. Like it intrigued me when I saw that, and I'm just like, do I give it a shot? No, I don't.
Yeah, and like I saw somewhere it's like that they're gonna keep it that way, and I'm like, nah. I feel like they're going to revert back, sooner rather than later. Like it might be for the rest of the season, and then they bring it back in with some new mechanics or something like that. I feel like they're doing something to kind of refresh that side of things.
Yeah. Once the 12-year-old stops spending money, it's like, I want to build, and then they'll put it back in.
Yeah. I think they're just trying to get old people in and kind of like level the playing field for a while. So I don't know. Welcome, Dan. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
What up?
Let's jump into the quick hits. You ready, Derek?
Yeah, so the PlayStation Quickies. First off, Hideo Kojima receives prototype for Sony's Mado tech to oversee mocap for new game, which you got to if it's by Sony, then maybe it's a new exclusive? Question mark. We'll see. PS5 VRR or visual refresh rate coming in future update. PlayStation will, quote, always develop single-player narrative-based games, says Herman Holst. Godfall Exalted update set for April 7th and adds every major fan-requested feature since launch. Sidebar, it's also coming to Xbox that same day. Platinum Games isn't giving up development on Babylon's Fall, with more seasons planned. Moss Book 2 sets a release date for March 31st. And Returnal's Ascension update, which brings co-op and new challenge tower, is now live.
Yeah. I don't know if you have it in the quick hits, but I'm going to say in the quickies, there's been an update for the PS app and remote play. Also, variable refresh rate for the PS5 has been updated for that. There was a few other things that got updated as well. I don't see.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the PlayStation blog, and I don't have the thing that I saw earlier today, but they're putting a lot into it, which I'm glad. I'm glad that they're continually, like, something with trophies as well that they added.
Oh yeah, with tracker cards, like I think they're better improving them, something like that.
Yeah, which I like when I think it was Gears 3 that added the tracker into it. That was the first game that I remember playing having a tracking system, and I'm like, man, I like that. And like, I'm glad that PlayStation, like, the whole thing is that, and you can literally even like tag it and be able to like work towards it, which I love.
Yeah.
I love. You know what else I love, Derek?
The quick hits.
The quick hits. I was going to say PlayStation Vita, but you say quick hits, so we'll go with quick hits.
I kind of felt you were going that way, so I wanted to deviate from that because we don't do that here.
All right, Derek, take it away.
So to start off, Quantic Dream's workforce up 50% in 2021, is currently working on 3 in-house titles. Following that, Detroit Become Human surpasses 6.5 million units sold. Following that, Quantic Dream says Star Wars Eclipse can't have been delayed because it never announced a release date, which is technically true. Borderlands 3 will support crossplay for all platforms after Sony has changed their minds. Silent Hill trademark updated by Konami. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl update enables trading strangers. Arceus and Darkrai are also coming to those games. Sniper Elite 5 is set for a May 26th release date. New Elden Ring patch brings buffs, nerfs, additional map options, new quest phases, and more. AMD's FSR 2.0 aims to compete more closely with NVIDIA's DLSS. Super Fantasy Zone, Alien Soldier, and Light Crusader have been added to the Sega Genesis library for Switch Online expansion. Excuse me. Following that, latest Switch update lets you organize your games into groups. Following that, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 1 update is out now. Following that, another weird Nintendo decision. Nintendo Wii and DSi shop channels have been seemingly offline for days without warning. A Plague Tale TV series is in the works, which is weird because the second game hasn't even come out, but I guess, Medieval Times is a good selling TV show. WWE 2K22's launch sales are double that of 2K20's, which is not hard to do because 2K20 was a trash game. X-Defiant drops Tom Clancy name as new factions are confirmed. Following that, Ubisoft delays Roller Champions until late spring. Completely forgot about that game till they made this announcement. Next, following that, a rumor, new Prince of Persia and Immortal Phoenix Rising sequel is in development. Insider claims Ubisoft's Star Wars game won't release until 2025 at the earliest. Following that, Far Cry 6 is free this weekend, with the Stranger Things crossover mission dropping around the same time. Triangle Strategy approaches 800,000 sales in just 2 weeks. Street Fighter V Definitive Update brings character changes and filter later this month. Steam Deck now supports Xbox Game Pass and Cloud thanks to help from Microsoft. Hogwarts Legacy is also coming to the Switch. Now, whether it's via the cloud or physical game, haven't said yet. Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown is getting Tekken 7 costume DLC. Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 2 adds a strange mix of Marvel characters and removes building, as we talked about a moment ago. It's led by Doctor Strange. I'm sure this isn't to get out in time for the Multiverse of Madness movie. Rumor, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2 will be showcased at Star Wars Celebration in May. Sea of Thieves, Forts of the Forgotten Adventure to begin this week. EA's Sports PGA Tour pushed to spring of 23. The Wolf Among Us 2 will be understandable for people that didn't play the original. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, a 4v1 asymmetrical multiplayer game, has been announced, which I think is also done by Ilphonic, who have done the Predator and the Friday the 13th games. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed will be cross-platform at launch, and post-launch content is already being planned. New The Witcher game officially in development and will use the Unreal Engine. CD Projekt Red director says, quote, never on my watch regarding crunch on new Witcher game, which after Cyberpunk, I commend them. Hopefully they stick to their guns. Witcher dev confirms teaser image is a brand new Witcher school. And finally, Plague Tale Requiem, potential release set for May 17th. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League officially delayed until spring of 23. I thought it was already a foregone conclusion, but it was more like rumored or like, they had heard rumblings that it was going to get delayed. We all thought that too. Glad to see that it's official. Overwatch 2 Doomfist is no longer a damage hero and will be a tank instead. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate now includes 3 months of Marvel Unlimited Comics subscription, but it's only for new Marvel Unlimited Comics subscribers. So you can have had Game Pass Ultimate for a while, but you have to sign up, be a new subscriber to Marvel Unlimited to get this deal. And lastly, NFL announces partnership to make an official annual VR football game.
Interesting. Another thing, we haven't said this, but you get 30 days of Paramount Plus with Xbox Game Pass.
Oh,
Ultimate.
yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. So
you can watch Halo, which I've heard that it's not that great.
Yeah.
I've heard that it's not that great. Doomfist, yeah, I don't see that. Why
Me either.
Doomfist, he's a damage dealer.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate when people use... I don't hate tanks. I hate Doomfist. Like, my God. Like, if there's a good Doomfist player, no. If I have to play as Doomfist, nah. I'm really bad at Doomfist. But my Lord, like, when there's a good Doomfist player, like, you're just going to get wrecked. Joe says, May might be a tank. I could see May being a tank. Like,
I guess.
Because she can do walls, like, she can protect and everything.
Yeah.
Way more than Doom. They'd have to 100%. Totally revamp Doom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I do not like Doomfist. Playing against him or playing as him. But yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, Quick Hits was packed, but I know it was like a few weeks of a bunch of stuff.
No, actually, it was just it was from Thursday. Last Thursday.
Jeez.
A lot of the stuff. I know.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Man, everybody be playing WWE 22, and I'm like, man, I want that game.
Right.
I don't even know what's going on in WWE these days. I'm like,
I don't think they even do.
Oh, I saw like I'm on getting nerdy here. Cody Rhodes is apparently coming back to WWE.
I saw that, which is very weird because he helped start up AEW.
Yeah,
but I guess he might have sold his shares. It's like, you know what? Let me go back.
I don't think he sold his shares. I think he still like has shares. They just didn't want to pay him.
Now I'm having visions of, please don't come back to WWE so you can have a it would be cool because it hasn't been done in a while. But if you do the Monday Night Nitro Wars again, I don't know how I feel about that because, all right, when Nitro
being
Wars
the NWO type.
Well, all right. So here's my thought process because I haven't heard all that's going on, but I've seen enough to know that WWE has lost its it's basically like a few known quantities, but then they fire a bunch of other people, like fan favorites, and just bring in new talent, which is not bad, but it hurts the brand a lot. Monday Night Nitro was because was it Turner that bought them? Wanted to fight it out with Vince McMahon. It was basically a peeing match, and it was like, all right, we're gonna have this fun event, but we're gonna fight over like who's gonna be more popular, who's gonna win in the end. This one is just to if they do this, because AEW is more of a proven brand at this point. It would just to be to hype WWE and make it relevant again.
Yeah. I don't know. But that's neither here nor there, guys, because that's not this kind of show. We don't talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
We don't talk about wrestling. We talk about wrestling games. Not wrestling.
Yeah.
We can, but it's going to be like from the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? Why are they talking about that? It's like, because that's when wrestling was wrestling, guys.
Yeah.
Amy says, I just submitted 5 new names. Ooh.
Oh, goodness.
I'm excited. I always love getting new names for Derek. If you want to submit a new name for Scab Fat Booty over there, you can do so. Link is down in the description. Live, I'll put it right here. Boom.
By the way, I like how Dan still included my original name, because you don't call me by my show name so much that he's like, I'll give you a handicap on this one.
Sometimes I try, sometimes, I get into that news and I'm just like,
yeah, you get in the zone, as some would say.
Auto zone. Cows. Is that the AutoZone thing? I thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's O'Reilly's.
AutoZone.
O'Reilly's.
Yeah.
Shopping
O'Reilly's
carts.
Auto Parts.
Cows. All right, guys. Well, there you go. There is that episode of Nerd Cave News. We hope that you like it. Make sure to go over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Go support us over there like our wonderful patrons. They keep the lights on. They keep Derek in crop top polos. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I brought it back this week.
Yeah, he got that crop top polo. He's got to have some ointment for that scab fat booty.
Yeah, I know. It's an epidemic, let me tell you.
It is an epidemic. Trust me. Can't sit down without ointment on the scab fat booty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be painful. It'd be totally painful. But guys, go support us over at patreon.com/nerdcave. Make sure to come and watch us each and every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time. And go follow us over on all the socials, all those good things. Go give us a 5-star rating on the podcast service of your choosing. This has been Zach.
Derek, Scab Fat Booty Daniel.
Y'all have a blessed week. Bye.